Hey Tina, good morning.
Hey there. Good morning to you too. I'm Coach Tina from GymI, and I can see you through your camera. I'm ready to help with any form checks or exercise guidance you need. What's your primary fitness goal?
Hey Tina, this is Fuzzy here. I have a quick question. If I show you a fitness machine, would you be able to identify it through the camera and tell me how many calories I can burn on it?
Hey, Fuzzy. Yes, absolutely. I can analyze machines through the camera and give you a calorie burn range. Just note that calorie burn really depends on duration and intensity, so I'll give you a realistic range. I see it's a bit dark right now, but whenever you're ready. So, what is your main fitness goal, Fuzzy?
Let me ask you this. I'm 40 years old, male, and I weigh about 80 kilograms. My height is 176 centimeters. And if I go on a treadmill machine, how many calories as a range I can burn on it, do you think, in 30 minutes?
That's great you're focusing on fitness, Fuzzy. Based on your profile and assuming a moderate intensity on a treadmill for 30 minutes, you could probably burn between 250 to 400 calories. Remember, calorie burn varies quite a bit by individual efficiency and intensity. What is your current fitness level?
Just a question, Tina. What if I put it on very high intensity for like 45 minutes on the treadmill? How many calories maximum I can burn?
Wow, that's serious commitment, Fuzzy. At a very high intensity for 45 minutes, you could potentially burn a maximum of 450 to 750 plus calories. That's a fantastic target. Just be sure to warm up properly and listen to your body. So, what's your current fitness level?
My fitness level right now is intermediate.
Intermediate. Perfect. How many days per week can you commit to working out, Fuzzy? And do you have any injuries or physical limitations?
I can commit about 2 days per week, but I have no injuries and no physical limitations.
2 days a week is a great starting point, Fuzzy, and no injuries is fantastic. What kind of diet preferences do you have?
I'm open, I just don't eat pork.
Based on everything you've shared, Fuzzy, I have the perfect plan for you. Let's call it the Dynamic Duo Plan. You'll have 2 focused workouts a week. One full body strength day, like squats, push ups, and rows, 3 sets of 10. And one cardio day, where you can crush your high intensity on the treadmill for 45 minutes. For your 7-day diet, focusing on lean proteins like chicken or fish, whole grains, and plenty of vegetables will be perfect. Think grilled chicken with rice and veggies for dinner, and a veggie scramble for breakfast. To keep you motivated,
One thing, Tina, I want to focus on muscle building, specifically my upper body, like my shoulders and my biceps. Can you modify the plan to accommodate for that?
That's a great goal, Fuzzy. We can definitely adjust. Let's modify your dynamic duo. We'll change the strength day to an upper body focus. Exercises like overhead press for shoulders, bicep curls, and chest press, 3 sets of 10 to 12. We'll keep the high intensity cardio day. Remember, consistency is key for muscle growth. Visualize your progress and be patient with yourself. Does that plan work for you?
That's perfect. I have another question. If I'm at the gym and I'm doing, let's say, squats, would you be able to, if I share my camera with you, would you be able to identify if I'm doing the squats correctly? If you have any tips for me?
Definitely, Fuzzy. I can absolutely check your squat form for safety and effectiveness. Just make sure there's good lighting and I can see your whole body. Visualizing your success is key for confidence, and remember to stay consistent. Any other questions about the plan?
That's it. Thank you, Tina.
You're very welcome, Fuzzy. Remember, building muscle is a journey, and you've got this. Be sure to save your plan and book a class on GymI anytime.
Thank you, Tina. Have a nice day. Bye.
You too, Fuzzy. Stay motivated.
Okay, guys, so this was a quick demo of how to use this virtual AI fitness coach, and in this case, Coach Tina. And I just showed you how it basically she can answer your question directly online. And I also enabled the camera, but I didn't do the demo here because I don't have access to a gym machine. But it enables a camera where she can actually see me directly on the app. And you can share with her, for example, a gym machine, a treadmill, and you can give her your details, and then she'll give you exactly how many calories you can burn and what settings and intensity you should do on the machine for you to get the maximum result that you can gain from your fitness session. Okay, all this is being done by AI, and in this case, Tina being powered by Gemini 2.5 Flash. Okay, so I created, let me just summarize what I'm going to do here. Site called gymai.com, Coach Tina, using Lovable. Okay, so the way I did it took me a while to do it, like maybe almost a month of going back and forth, and the tools I used, of course, Gemini AI, I use Copilot AI, I use Perplexity, I use ChatGPT, and so on. So for me to be able to create the app, obviously Lovable was the first choice to be able to create the web app as a demo and as a startup structure for the app. But then how to prompt Lovable the right way, what prompts I should use, what technology I should use, because there's a lot of integrations here, specifically when it comes to Gemini AI and the APIs. So I had to use Gemini AI to be able to structure the content of the app, and then I use Copilot, and I use Perplexity, and I use ChatGPT to be able to craft the right prompts that I can give Lovable. If I actually tried using Lovable in the beginning, and just simply by going to Lovable and basically just going to prompt it, but then Lovable did not give me almost accurate, up-to-date prompts. I was going back and forth, just testing things, and it wasn't very convenient. It was very time-consuming, and I got a few error loops. If you ever worked with Lovable, you can get these error loops, and it goes back and forth on fixing issues, and then you sort of get stuck, and then it consumes all your tokens. So, which is why I had to use Copilot and ChatGPT and Perplexity to be able to ask it to give me the right error loops, the right prompts, which I can give Lovable simply by prompting it. And I asked ChatGPT and Copilot to give me the right Lovable prompts, including the technical build details. So in that case, I can get the actual prompts with the technical build details on the front end, on the business logic, on the rules, and on the back end, and then I paste that into Lovable. When I paste information into Lovable, then Lovable starts building it based on these prompts, because ChatGPT and Copilot gave me the exact technical details for the integration required. So Lovable, it makes it easier for Lovable to actually go and execute, and it consumes much less tokens. Remember, when Lovable is analyzing your prompt for it to be able to reason and understand and assess the best technical approach, that consumes a lot more credit or tokens from your account. But then when you go and actually give it the exact technical prompt with the actual implementation detail that you can get from any AI tool, it makes it easier and faster for Lovable to implement that, and it will consume less tokens for you. Okay, so that's the big advantage here. That's a very big advantage. Okay, so be aware of that, right? Be aware of that. The second thing is that you also avoid getting into these error loops. A lot of times, which I found out when you go into Lovable, for example, and if you let Lovable do the actual development, even though from last year it improved a lot, but if you go and you actually get these the prompts from Lovable, deploying it, when Lovable executes it, it can get into error loops. I found out the hard way that between Lovable prompts or recommendations for technical development and between, let's say, ChatGPT or Claude 4.6, Claude 4.6 and ChatGPT gives you much detailed technical prompts better than Lovable. So that's what enabled me to save time and save amount of my tokens on my Lovable account. That way I can just paste the prompt directly in Lovable, and then it will just go and execute and implement that into the app. That's the big advantage here. Okay, so just keep this in mind. So whenever you guys are going through these Lovable and you might get stuck in these error loop prompts, be aware that this might actually happen for you. And the best approach is go and ask ChatGPT or any AI tool what best prompts I want to give for Lovable to develop my app, and then it will give you those technical prompts along with the technical details and the APIs. Okay. Now, one more thing which I had to do basically is I also created the API key on Google AI Studio. Google AI Studio, which is basically the site where it allows you to create the AI API keys to access the Gemini and Google services and Google AI services. This actually allowed me to integrate the API keys into the database function, which is the database I used. This is Supabase, which is directly integrated into Lovable. So what happened was you actually go into Lovable and create the Supabase integration with the database, and then you create your edge function, and then it will ask you, Lovable will ask you for the API key. It's important for you, highly recommended, not to give Lovable in the Lovable chat your API key. It is highly recommended to actually go into the Supabase backend database and add your API key directly on the edge function. That's the most recommended and secure way for you not to expose your API keys onto the Lovable chat, right? But Lovable can give you an option for you to be able to give it the API keys. It will take it and copy it into the edge function. Just be very, very careful of that. The recommended approach is always to get into your edge function on the back end of the database and look at the edge function that Lovable created and add your API keys right there, okay? Next is the front end. Of course, the front end, I was going back and forth between the front end, and Lovable has these default design elements where it actually allows you to create your front end for your React, Vite, and so on. And that's all the standard stuff right here, right? Initially, so when you click on here, you go straight to the chat. And then here I added a form. A form is basically a way for me to put my informations in, and then I hit submit. I share with Tina. This form, when you do it in the beginning, now Tina has information about you, like your weight, your height, your gender, and then suddenly everything's there. So she has it all in memory, in her AI memory. And then whenever you ask information, you just say, based on my details, can you tell me how many calories I can burn on this machine, or how many calories I can burn if I do squats or so on, based on my details. So what Tina will do, it will automatically analyze the machine that the fitness machine, compare that to your details because she already has it from the form, and then it will be able to answer you. Tina will be able to answer you directly about your machine. Okay, that's how it works. Okay. Okay, one more thing I wanted to share. Now, how does this all work? I'm just going to give you a summary of the steps. You need to have your API keys, create your Gemini API key. This could be, you can do ChatGPT if you have your own, like OpenAI or Claude. It's the same thing, Claude API from Anthropic, or you can do from Amazon. Amazon recently released their own model, but I mean, that's the first step. From there, you can start building your app, the front end of the app, start building the front end of the app, and then start building the back end, which is the database business rules of the app, and then integrate the API keys into the back end with Lovable, okay, and then publish. Keep in mind, you'll have to be going back and forth with the prompts with Lovable for you to be able to get it. You'll get into some of those Like for example, in this case, Tina's actually, the functionality of Tina's functionality that I added. See, video, live video through the user's camera, which means what? Which means she can actually see you. She can see you once you share the camera. I'll do another video on how to do that where I can actually share my camera, and then you can have a live interactive call with her. You cannot see Tina because she's still communicating on voice. That's the next phase which I'm working on, which she can have actually live video with you. But then the first phase right now is she can see your camera, which means whatever you can see her, you can show her what fitness machine you want to use, and she'll give you the analysis based on the details. Next is also Tina speaks in live voice, and that's the Gemini engine. And then Tina Brain is the Gemini AI for logic, reasoning, and assessment. Which means what? Which means whenever you ask her questions about the fitness, she's going to be using the Gemini AI for her to be able to answer your question. Now keep in mind, Tina's system prompt was based on fitness experience. So what I did was I created a log system prompt for Tina, and that system prompt actually has the details of a professional fitness instructor. So it has trained information about fitness levels, about weightlifting, about squats, about how to identify specific squats, how to identify pain points, and so on. For it to be able to give this information automatically, she generates this information from the AI engine from Gemini based on the fitness detail which it was trained on. Okay, and that system prompts basically gives Tina the brain of a professional fitness personal trainer directly within the app, right? And then that way, whenever you ask her questions, she keeps on answering you. It also has information about nutrition values. So whenever you ask Tina about nutrition, she will give you information about what you should eat and what's recommended based on your details again. So this way, so what problem does this solve, right? So personal trainers can cost, I don't know, anywhere between personal trainer sessions, right? Sessions can cost minimum of, I don't know, 500 AED dirhams, or maybe 400 per session, right? So in this case, with Tina, you can have a subscription fee, which is going to be the next phase here, and then you can actually use her anytime you're at the gym, anytime you want to have information about your fitness, anytime you want to be able to you ask Tina, should I eat this or not? Is this going to be helpful for me? Is it going to be useful for me? This will be very useful for you. Tina will be able to basically, she's going to be your virtual fitness coach. Anytime you want to eat something, a dessert which has high calories, she's going to be able to scan, tell you, no, this is very high calorie, it has a lot of sugar, please avoid it, right? It's a way for her to guide you in your life and your fitness journey, for you to be able to reach your fitness goals, right? So that's essentially what Tina does. Okay, so I'm gonna put a link in the description below for the Lovable access. If you guys want to access it and try it out, you get actually 10 free credits, or I think 20 free credits if you use it. This would be helpful for you, and for you to try it out to build your own app. If you have an idea for your own app, I do recommend it. And somebody asked me about if I use Bolt. I've used Bolt before, but for this case specifically, I'm using Lovable. I haven't used Bolt for this app just because I had some credits on Lovable, so I just chose to do it here. Okay, so if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be able to answer them in the comment. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.